Let's beat it, man. I don't like it up here.
What, are you scared of heights?
I don't know. After what happened to Johnny Gobbs.
Hey, look, man, Johnny Gobbs got ripped and took a walk off a roof, all right? No big loss.
No, man. That ain't what I heard at all. I heard the bat got him.
The bat? Oh, man, give me a break, will you?
Well, hello, everyone.
Hey, hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome to year 2.
The new 52.
The new 52 of Tom and Jeff Watch Batman. We've done it.
We did it.
And we're going to celebrate.
We did a whole year.
And if you're listening to this, you saw the title of this, which is exciting.
It's a very exciting title.
We're doing a reboot.
We are.
And we're doing a reboot, but not only are we doing a reboot, but for this batch, we're inviting our friends on. And I'm really excited to have this friend join us.
Yeah. We have David Bell here.
I'm here.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Bell is at the building.
I'm here too.
Here to discuss Tim Burton's Batman.
We made him watch Batman.
We sure did.
Yeah.
It's more like a 4K remastering, because like when we did this movie the first time, it was like the first episode of the podcast.
We didn't know what we
We
were going to do.
didn't really know what the fuck the show was.
When did you guys first do this episode? How long ago?
A year ago.
Was it like one of your first? It was
It
one
was
of
the
your
first.
first.
It was the first episode.
So we cranked out the first 4 episodes. So our first month was Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. And we did all of them in one. These are 2-hour movies that we all cranked out in 1 hour of a podcast. Since the show has evolved, we've gone the opposite direction, where 2 hours of a movie should take us roughly 2 hours of
in real time. We're doing it in real time.
Yes.
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, but there was a lot of stuff that we do now that we didn't do then.
Right.
And so we just wanted to bring these back and kind of visit. And I did not revisit episode 1, our first episode.
I didn't
listen to it.
Me either.
So consider this like a director's cut, a reboot.
Yeah.
A combination of all of that stuff.
Is it gritty? Are we going to get gritty?
I mean,
Slightly
this is
gritty.
a pretty gritty movie,
gritty.
all things considered.
It's the grittiest movie to have Prince in the soundtrack.
I mean, my pants are coming off, so
Yeah.
it's going to be pretty gritty.
I like the Prince thing is really great because in theory, the Prince in this world has tracks that had never been heard in our world.
Yes.
Or the Joker conscripted Prince to record an album for him.
Either way, the Joker's a big fan of Prince.
Third option. Joker
Killed Prince.
And
took his masters.
Yeah, took his masters, yeah. The Joker's the one that's in our world. The Joker's the guy that's releasing all of Prince's masters.
He's releasing them like toxic gas in a parade.
Yeah, you know, all those songs that were unfinished and Prince would never want people to hear. Yeah. Those are all coming out, baby.
Hubba hubba hubba, music, music, music. Who do you love? Me? I'm giving away free Prince.
I'm gonna shove him inside a giant baby balloon and spray you in the face with all these unfinished Prince songs.
Anyways, so it's Batman 89. We have the classic Danny Elfman slow build score
Into the March.
Yeah, and it's so funny that it's like this really long pan, and like you're like, what are they doing? And then it's just a granite bat symbol.
Yes.
Right, we're like going through a maze. That's how this movie begins.
Yeah, I thought it was like, is this Gotham? Is this a sewer?
It takes a while for you to realize, oh, it's the poster.
Yeah.
It's the thing from the poster.
And they leaned on that bat symbol so hard.
That bat symbol made them a lot of money.
It's a good symbol.
Did. It's a solid marketing campaign.
Where can you go where that symbol is not visible, right?
Nowhere.
That symbol is everywhere.
Yeah.
You can see it in Jason Takes Manhattan. And the stuff that they did film in Times Square, they filmed it in 89, even though the film came out in 90. So you can see the Batman poster that was in the middle of Times Square.
Even though that movie takes place in 2003.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, wow.
It does.
We figured out the timeline once.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman Begins came out in like 2005.
Yeah.
It's not terribly off. It's sort of like how in I Am Legend, there's the Batman versus Superman poster.
Yeah, which wasn't, yeah.
And then that happens.
Art imitates life, baby.
Speaking of bad movies with Batman posters in it. Yeah, I literally, what is with these slow pan shots? And then I wrote, oh, the fucking bat symbol.
Did you forget?
Right.
I forgot. I just forgot what it was. I was like, do I never pay attention to this? Because it's credits.
Yeah,
So it's like Robert Wool.
TVs Arliss? Yeah, no, it's a solid opening. I
Yeah,
think. I don't know.
and then they open on a matte painting.
They sure do.
It's
Gotham City.
Gotham City.
Traffic
I
noises.
had forgotten that Gotham was always this zany from the start because I haven't watched this one in a while, but I've watched the Schumacher ones, and like it's fucking
Totally
crazy
normal.
in Schumacher.
Right,
but then watching this, I was like, oh, it's always fucking
Right.
batshit.
It's always been like an Art Deco shithouse.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's madness.
It's sort of designed. I think I remember they said the design was sort of like as close as you can get to like a hellmouth existing is Gotham City.
Right.
Like this like everything is a nightmare.
Mhm.
People are everywhere because it shows like in like a highly criminal dark area, and there's like hundreds of people out on
Yeah.
the street.
Yeah.
They look like they're having a great time.
It seems like a crime picnic, right?
Yeah.
I noticed that too, where like people were having a blast out there.
Just a guy with his fucking family.
Yeah, a guy's bringing his kid to go in the little crime city.
I think it was. Well, did they take part of it from Metropolis? The film Metropolis, not the.
That seems about right.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
seems
feels like some design choices were made.
something Tim
Was-
Burton would request.
Did Gotham ever look like that in the comic books?
I mean, not as Burton-y as Burton
Okay,
would do
so
it,
he kind of because I associate when I think Gotham, I often think of that look.
yeah,
Well, that's because Batman is sort of what is shaped for us. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, some people might think of Gotham City as B-roll of Los Angeles in the daytime because that's what Batman 66 was.
66.
Right.
He runs to the airfield where he has people just tending his Batcopter, and it's very clearly Los Angeles. Other people may think of it as Chicago.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chicago.
Yeah.
Um,
It's supposed to be like New York City in the 80s
Yeah.
is essentially what Gotham is kind of the vibe you're getting.
All right, I have a follow up.
yeah.
What is Metropolis to Gotham? Because Gotham is New York.
This all depends.
Okay.
It all depends on what the design of Metropolis originally was Toronto.
Huh.
In
But they're like close to each other.
that's
Kinda.
weird to me. I think is that a Snyder thing that they're like right next to each other?
I think it's
Or
a
have they
Snyder
always
thing that they're like
been?
right across the water.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
Like you'd have two gigantic cities right
Well,
across the water.
Yeah,
from each
and
other.
there'd be a lot of questions there because if Superman's doing all his
Yeah.
Superman stuff in Metropolis and he's just not dealing with Gotham.
Why is Batman needed if Superman
Yeah,
is
right.
literally a mile away?
Yeah.
Yeah, that to me I always didn't really get, but I mean we were talking like where it's like Metropolis is sort of the New York and like Gotham is like the Hoboken or something or like it's like right nearby, but I don't know. I hate the Snyder version of that. They
Sure.
should not
Yeah.
be separated by a mile of water.
But then in the other versions, it's like Toronto, really?
Well, Toronto is the design
Okay.
of it's supposed because Toronto's a very clean and sort of like friendly
Right.
ish city, and it's got like really good architecture, whereas Gotham is designed to be a shithole, and Metropolis
Right.
is like we're the city of the future kind of a feel.
And Gotham in the comics is supposed to be in New Jersey.
Okay, so they are still close.
They're close, but like a few states away.
All right. I mean, for Superman, it really doesn't matter.
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, difference between 2 minutes and 6 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got the family trying to get the taxis, and they're not getting them, and there's this really wonderful part that I guess I sort of didn't take into context
Is it
properly.
when the hooker tries to pick up the
the
little
hooker
boy?
tries to pick up the kid in
Yeah.
front of her family.
Yeah. That's
In front
how
of the
out of
kid's
control
family.
crime is in Gotham, Jeff.
Like she doesn't even go for the dad.
Yeah, I wonder
She's like,
what,
this kid's got money. I can tell by his vest.
This
Yeah.
kid's single.
yeah, what was the best case scenario she was imagining?
Yeah.
If the dad was just like, oh, thank you. Yeah, we've been looking for a prostitute.
I've been looking for somebody to fuck my son.
Yeah.
And
This is-
what
That's
luck.
why we're
you
here.
are.
This
Yeah.
is why we came here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
I'm
the
gonna
whole
be-
purpose of this
I'm
trip.
gonna be honest.
Why else would we be walking around
Yeah. Holding the map, like what are we, marks? Come on.
in,
Like,
in shitty Times Square?
are you a cop? You have to tell us if you're a cop. But yeah, she's just the hi honey to the child, and just the decision to add that scene is just such a bold opening that Tim Burton's just like, have the lady try to fuck the child
Yeah.
for
Well, that-
dollars.
That does very quickly establish what a shithole Gotham is, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's casual pedophilia on the street.
Just a just a latent example of the wonders of Gotham. They go down this alley, and there is a faced Pepsi can. There is a Pepsi can in there that is literally faced to show the logo, as if the marketing team, when they were doing product placement, were like, you know where we should put a Pepsi can?
I bet we could get a sweet deal from Pepsi. And then they didn't. They got their deal with Coke.
The murder
Really?
alley.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's
Because
got
they
to
put
be
it in
why.
the murder alley.
That's some good anti-marketing right
With
there.
some crying nun.
Look, man, that alley...
There's a lot going on in that alley.
That alley is just a circus. Hi, do you have... can I get a Coke in the murder alley? Our Pepsi products.
Pepsi products. That's what we serve here.
Can I get a Coke with this mugging? We have Sierra Mist and Pepsi.
Those monsters.
We have like the mugging, the classic mugging of like
Sure.
that parallels sort of the Bruce Wayne
Well, yeah.
murder.
Well, I like that when the kid does, "Hey, mister, can I get $1?" The kid stops and stares at him.
IDs him.
Like he is zeroing in on that guy. Like he's never seen a dude ask for $1 before.
He might not have.
That's true. He might not
They
have.
came into the city, so they're probably from a nice little suburb where they Rambo the homeless out of there.
Were they going to a movie?
They bust them to
I think it
Gotham.
was the theater or a movie. I
The
forget.
theater's right there.
Yeah,
the
so
Monarch
they're
Theater.
leaving a Monarch Theater.
Okay.
Now, whether that's a movie theater,
I mean, man, that's
Well-
you're rolling the dice if you're leaving Monarch Theater at night. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Like historically speaking,
Yeah.
yeah, there's
your parents might get shot. That's all I'm saying.
There's an interesting part to this because they have there's the mugging and they go to the roof. They go up several flights to get to the roof, which I was like, you can just
The muggers.
The muggers?
Yeah, the muggers.
Yeah,
do.
they hide out
was-
on the roof.
Okay, so
That doesn't seem necessary.
I
I don't know.
I remember the opening of this, but it hadn't occurred to me. Batman doesn't stop crime that much. in
He
this.
does not do. He's late to everything.
Yeah,
He doesn't-
He just punishes
Right,
crime
he's-
after the crime happens.
Yes, he's about the punishment.
Right, it
His
would be-
vengeance.
It would be extremely fitting because it's very much, like his origins in the alleyway with the kid and his parents. I thought he was going to step in to symbolize, like, I'm not letting this happen anymore.
Oh, he watches it happen.
Yeah.
Right. They specifically show us him watching, just like.
Well, I mean, I guess he hears the scream, and that's what.
Yeah.
that's what brings him out there. But you're
I
right.
like to think he's up there watching intently with his bat binoculars and like, I wish he would. I wish he
Yeah,
would mug this.
do
Oh, he's
it.
gonna mug him. Oh, he's mugging him. He's mugging him. He doesn't even know what's gonna happen to him.
Oh, he
cut it
stabbed him.
out.
In about 10 minutes, he has no idea what's gonna happen to him.
And then the
It's
idea,
like coming down the stairs.
the idea that those dudes needed to get to the roof to hide out just to go through a wallet, I was like, this is a 30-second process that
Yeah.
you could have done
This is excessive.
Well, they're like,
in a different alley.
they're like kids on Halloween night, where they're like, let's see what we got. And
Yeah.
they're opening up the wallet and stuff, and they're all excited.
He's very excited about the American Express.
American
Yeah.
Express
Don't
card.
leave home without it.
Don't.
Hey, get out of here.
Johnny Gobbs. The guy's like, I'm afraid of the bat. The bat.
Don't bet.
Johnny Gobbs. When
He
he's
got
like,
ripped and took a walk off a roof. All right, no big loss.
5 stories, which means Batman 100% murdered Johnny Gobbs by throwing him off
Yeah.
5 stories of a building.
Or he frightened him into falling off the building, which
Could
is
be.
the same.
Either
thing.
way, he
That's-
murdered
yeah.
him.
Which is the same.
And did not save him.
No. That's what this Batman is, though. Batman lets a lot of people
I mean,
die.
I don't want to skip ahead, but he blows up a building in this one.
We're gonna
This
spend
Okay.
a
one
lot
of the
time.
this might be the most egregious statement about this Batman and how he is a 100% sociopath.
He kills hundreds of people.
There is not a person he meets
Yeah.
that doesn't kind of die a little.
Yeah. Oh,
At
yeah.
least a little bit.
And there or just the amount of abuse and terror that Vicki Vale goes through just by knowing this man is out of control. Like that's another thing I noticed on this watch.
the splash damage of his life
Yeah.
is egregious. Just
Batman, there's something, and I don't know how to put this. There's something very theatrical and flowy about Batman because he lands all soft.
Mhm.
He lands all slowly with his like wings up, all theatrically.
for no one's benefit. No one can
Nobody
see
is
him.
seeing
Yeah.
this.
No one can see him.
It's hard to believe because there's a few parts where like the Joker turns away and turns back and he's gone, like the classic he's
Yeah.
disappeared. I kind of don't believe that whenever it happens. Because he's very awkward. Like when he flies in,
it's the costume,
you can kind of see him coming for like a minute, just like arms out, slowly flying in like a hang glider.
So he doesn't break his shins when he lands. Yeah, and so he's landing all theatrically after not having prevented a crime.
Nope.
Yep.
So we can kick some guy and paralyze him, and then speak bad to another one.
That guy. When it cuts to like Eckhart and the cops loading that guy into an ambulance, like what we presume could be like an hour later. We don't know.
Yeah.
That guy still can't move.
Who
Batman kicked the shit out of him.
He's paralyzed. He's 100% paralyzed.
did someone call the cops?
I assume the mom must have called the cops.
Okay.
Or that other guy called for an ambulance.
Yeah. Because,
My friend's dying.
Yeah. Because they're up on a roof.
Batman lands all theatrically. They shoot him, and he flails to the ground hilariously, like unnecessarily. And then
I think he's playing up his own myth, but it is funny how ragdoll he goes when he falls down.
But then he gets back up and does like the wing thing.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, it's like he's a chorus girl. Like he's very like getting him up there and kind of like zhuzhing it.
Listen, man, he practiced all that choreography for a reason.
He studied with the masters.
He did.
Just seeing Bruce Wayne in Vegas, learning how to do a chorus line.
I mean, I think this is something we've gone over in the animated series episodes, but it will never. I guess I sort of took it for granted as a kid, but like, and I understand like the theatricality of it. They're like, oh shit, we fucking shot this guy, and he's got right back up. And they're talking about him in the beginning, like that guy's like, no, he like drinks blood, like he's like a monster. It's like he's very clearly a man in a suit.
It's
like,
you can see his skin mouth.
You can see his fucking
shoot him in
face
the mouth.
Yeah, she could right in his mouth. Like that's not anything. So it's like later on, I mean, we'll get to it, but when the one thug's like, it's body armor, I'm like, of course it is. Yeah. What did you think he was? Like he doesn't even really look like a bat. He looks like a suggestion of a bat.
Yeah. It's like an artistic interpretation of what bats feel like.
Some people seem to, like when the Joker sees him, he kind of reacts like, oh, that's a man dressed as a bat.
Yeah.
Like
he says that out loud.
Yeah.
I mean, bats don't normally have six-pack abs, do they?
No.
Because I actually really love how Batman carved abs into his costume, because that wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
Like, people will know you're strong, Bruce.
He wants people to know. He wants people to see it.
I liked how, I mean, the Nolan Batmans, they still kind of do that, but they try to make it look tactical, like it's supposed to make sense somehow.
Yeah, because
it's
like, no,
that's
flex.
It's like, no, it's still fucking still abs.
It's still robot abs.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny when he does the whole, like, I want you to tell your friends, like...
Yeah, I can guarantee that's going to happen.
Yeah. Like, there's no way I won't tell people about
to do
this.
That.
And then he just goes I'm Batman. And he throws the guy. And it's like, how does that guy not kind of laugh a little bit about that whole thing? I mean, other than the fact that he's being held... Batman's got some strong core strength to hold a man.
Batman is deceptively strong.
Yeah.
Because he's a good 5'6".
Yeah, like Michael Keaton is not a tall man. I guess it's funny to us watching, but if you think about being that guy, like both him and his buddy, they're clearly on drugs because they have the sunken in eyes.
Right.
Yeah. He just saw his friend probably get killed. They shot this guy. It didn't work. Now this guy is just straight beasting him over the edge of a building. I'd be like, sure, you're Batman.
You are whoever you tell me you are.
Right.
Now I'm thinking about it, I might not tell people that happened because it's kind of embarrassing. Like in the context of our world, like if a guy dressed as a bat came out of nowhere and started wailing on me and like won the fight.
Beat your ass.
Yeah. I don't know if I would want people to know that happened to me.
The other thing is Batman seems to think this dude has a strong social circle.
Right. Like how many people does he think this guy has in his LinkedIn profile?
Does he work for the news? I got a moonlight.
Telling you, man, it was a giant bat. Sure.
We're not your friends. He didn't tell you to tell us.
Tell us that.
Harvey Dent, we have that Harvey Dent dinner with the mayor that it cuts to. And the mayor is openly talking about a crime lord.
Yeah.
And I find it fascinating that, like, it's on the books that he's a known crime lord. Grissom.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit with Thorne during the animated series, because I guess it's just one of those situations like Al Capone where it's like we fucking know he's dirty, but like we know he's a crime boss, but we can't get him on anything.
Yeah, he's the Teflon Don.
Yeah.
I know we haven't
Teflon Palance.
We haven't gotten to him yet, but Jack Palance might have seen how Jack was doing the joke and be like, well, I have to overact that.
Yeah.
Because he is so out of control in this.
Which it makes it even funnier later on when Jack Nicholson does a Jack Palance impression to Bob the Goon.
Jack Palance crawled so Christopher Walken could run.
Jack Palance is the most bizarre casting in this.
It's so fucking bananas.
It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be him at all. It could have been any fucking old guy.
There's no reason for him to land his lines the way he does, too. It's like he's a carnival barker.
You know what? I get it. If you were an old actor who's just been around for a while and you walked onto a Tim Burton set and met Tim Burton, I could see being like, yeah, I'm gonna ham this shit up.
There's famous stories about Jack Palance kind of being shitty to Tim Burton.
Yeah, just not understanding what he's being a
fuck
part of.
this guy, I'll do what I want to.
Yeah.
Sorry, this isn't another Western, Jack.
Yeah.
Jack Palance delivers his lines like Shatner in this.
Yeah,
His first introduction is, say this, son of a bitch, makes a connection with us and with Access Chemicals. What kind of damage are we looking at? Like, that's exactly how he says it.
It's so good.
That is Shatner.
There are a lot of very televised statements about specific criminals in this.
I know. It's like every time,
like conversational television. It's not like
every time the mayor's on TV, he's talking about a specific crime boss.
Well, yeah, and then eventually the Joker just taps in and it's just like, "Hi, it's my show now."
Yeah,
it's
you're
time.
talking. My ears were burning.
Yeah. I can't imagine being a citizen of Gotham just casually watching like
It's exhausting.
TV for like a week. Like, okay, now it's this guy. All right, like
What fucking guy is this? Is this the question mark guy?
it didn't.
No, it's the clown guy. Oh, it's the clown guy.
Yeah,
Clown
because
guy's the worst guy.
in returns,
He's the worst.
in returns, fucking Penguin does the same thing, right? Of just like
He runs for mayor.
yeah, it's like whole fucking these villains have like PR departments in this version.
He literally does
Yeah.
in Batman Returns. Like a big
Yeah.
plot point.
Anybody in it's Jan Hooks, isn't it?
And Chris Walken hires him. Yeah. But
The idea that like when the Penguin does show up in Batman Returns, the citizens of Gotham should have been like, "No, we know how this is gonna go. We know. We saw your teeth. All right, we know. Looks like you've been sucking on black jelly beans for 30 years, and all of a sudden we're gonna be like, yeah, this is
like, should we judge this man for the way he? Yes,
probably. We're in
yes,
Gotham.
we should. As Gothamites, absolutely.
Yeah. There's a real fun thing that I know that Jack is supposed to be an asshole to Alicia.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's kind of the bit when she's like, "You look great," and he's like, "I didn't ask,"
and then looks at her hand on his shoulder until she takes it off.
But here's something that I just now noticed is that she's obviously very proud of where her modeling career is.
Yeah,
we meet him with his feet up on her copy of her Vogue magazine.
Oh.
I never noticed that before.
I didn't until you pointed it out.
His feet are on her mag. He's using her accomplishments as a footrest.
Nice.
Like, that's a fascinating shot that I've seen this movie so many times, and I've never noticed that part of it.
Yeah, I never connected that was her.
I mean, they start with the modeling photo, and then they come down onto the Vogue, and I'm pretty sure she's on the cover. But like, his feet are on it. I fucking love that because it's good. Just he's such a piece of shit.
I caught the disrespect because she lifts his feet to take the magazine out from it. So I had caught the disrespect on 25 watches ago, but I never zeroed in that was her in the photos or on the.
She also has, for somebody whose career is doing very well, she has very questionable taste in men, and something happened with her dad.
Oh yeah.
clearly.
Yeah.
Because man, everyone's at least 20 years older than her.
Right. She's
Minimum.
torn between two shitty assholes, both named Jack.
She's torn between an 80-year-old and a 60-year-old.
Yeah.
Maybe that has something to do with, because we learn he's an artist, like he studied art in school and he likes art. Maybe part of it is like, this is an art. Or maybe I'm reading into it.
You're probably not wrong.
It's a shocking revelation that he's an artist.
It is.
I've watched this movie a bunch of times. It just never clicked until this viewing of like, oh, they hand wave him as an artist, which is why he does all this shit, or why he's
very avant-garde.
Yeah, I mean, he's wearing a purple suit before he becomes the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's something. Yeah, I think it's Jack Nicholson.
He terrorizes an art museum.
Yeah, I think it's just the idea of Jack Nicholson as an artist is just like, I don't buy that at all.
This might be why this is one of his best roles as far as range is concerned, because he's fully unhinged, but he starts hinged.
Yeah.
So he starts a regular Jack Nicholson character, and then just as soon as we have a post-acid drop, he just has so much fun, and he's comedically so good.
He's really funny.
Yeah.
There's next week's episode. There's something I want to say with that's just a joke that I've never noticed before, and I just noticed it now, and it's so good. He also says, like, she's like, oh, what if he finds out? What if Grissom finds out? And he goes, don't flatter yourself, Angel. He says that. He says that to the girl he's fucking.
Yeah.
Don't flatter yourself. Like, you're
like,
bold.
Yeah, she can. Yeah,
she could have you killed, probably.
Yeah, I mean, she could also just do way better. Like, he's not just 60, but he's like a jerk. Like, what is she doing? I mean, she's the same one who gets the mask later, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, she clearly, she is bad.
She stays around.
Yeah. Yeah.
She gets her face burned.
Right.
Yeah.
Probable brain damage.
And then,
right.
And then kills herself.
Thrown out a window.
Right. She
kills herself.
Well, I think she did. I think
you do.
I do.
I've never. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in that episode. I have always interpreted that the other way. But
then we have the idea of now we have the criminals being wheeled away, and the guy's just like still crippled, being wheeled away
just
in an ambulance,
shitting his guts out.
And we have Eckhart and Knox. Eckhart, played by Jack Porkins.
Bill Hootkins.
He's
also the guy in Raiders.
And I want to say this about Eckhart. Eckhart has the most leeway in the Gotham police I have ever heard of.
He talks shit to the commissioner's face.
While the commissioner knows he's on the take.
He knows he's dirty. Right. Yeah.
And so, like, I'm just like, wow, you give him a lot of leeway right now.
He's like a weird... Eckhart's like a weird combination of Flass and Bullock.
Yeah, he's
more Flass than Bullock. He's Flass.
He's Flass. I wouldn't go as far as Bullock, because he's a fat slob.
Right. That's really it.
But like, they
play Bullock's
Flass,
not on the take.
Yeah, Bullock's an honest cop. That's one of the whole points of him.
But yeah, he's Flass.
Yeah, and Knox played wonderfully condescendingly by Robert Wuhl.
I fucking love Robert Wuhl.
The condescension of Knox's character throughout this entire movie is wonderfully out of control.
I've read reviews or op-eds about this movie, retrospective ones, where people argue that Knox shouldn't have been in the film and he should have just been rolled into Vicki Vale's character.
Wait, which one? Knox is the reporter?
It's Robert Wuhl, yeah. He's a reporter.
I liked having him there just because, I mean, he was confusing.
Well, he was kind of our in.
Yeah, he's our everyman.
Yeah, you're right. He's also, when you first meet him, you're like, oh, is this a sleazebag? But by the end, he's kind of like a hero.
He's a good dude.
Yeah. I like his first conversation with her where he's just like, hey, how's it going? And he's clearly like a sleazebag, and then he learns like, oh, you're a photographer who wants to work. All right, let's do that instead. And and then it devolves all the way to buy me lunch.
Yeah. She just shuts him down
where he's just
thoroughly.
like,
he knows how to take no, which I'm okay
with. Yeah, he takes no
Yeah.
pretty immediately, and he's just like, okay, I'll find a way to take advantage of you in another way, I guess.
Well, she tells him she's interested in the Batman.
Yeah, she's got a bat fetish.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting with his character, with the Knox character, the way that he's written and the way he's delivered is he's a cocky loser.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's an interesting choice to have as your everyman, is a guy who is the butt of all the jokes, who everybody he meets puts him down, and yet he still has like a bravado to him.
Because he knows he's right.
Where he talks shit to Bruce Wayne and Wayne Manor after knowing he's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he recovers from that because they do the thing where they're like talking about him and they don't realize he's right there. He recovers immediately because I feel like he's just been in this situation a lot where he's just accidentally insulted people to their faces.
Oh, yeah. And then Bruce hits him with, give Knox a grant.
Yeah. That's solid.
It's like it's the ultimate pushing someone's dick in the dirt is they're shitty to you, so you give them money.
Yeah.
Fucking a grant.
Knox is sort of interviewing Eckhart, and he's like, 8 sightings in a month. He's like, there's not some bat creature.
Don't be printing this in your newspaper, Knox. It'll ruin your already worthless reputation.
And then the guy walks by, he's like, it's a giant bat, man. There's a bat, man.
It's like, well, that guy sure seems to think he got his ass kicked by a bat.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And then so he flicks the cigar at Knox, and then just walks over to collect his bribe.
Walks around the corner to meet Jack and Bob the Goon for his bribe.
How about a little composure?
Yeah.
There are dozens of police nearby,
and a reporter right there
that you just kind of assaulted.
Yeah.
He might be following you.
Right.
I mean, they're within like earshot of the cops.
Yeah.
I never realized how much of a through line Harvey Dent is in this movie. I keep forgetting that because I thought he was just there and then forgotten about, but Dent is like the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that's what Jack is talking to Eckhart about. He's like, you got to take care of this Dent guy.
Yeah.
And it's, I forget every time that Harvey Dent is this, like, kind of like,
he's the catalyst,
invisible linchpin kind of thing. Yeah.
It's the whole reason that Jack gets sent to that bogus mission at Axis.
Yeah. And we got you ain't got no future, Jack.
You're an A1 nut boy and Grissom knows it. He shoves him and Bob shows his first ride or die.
Bob
colors.
is... Let's give it up for Bob the Goon.
Bob the Goon.
Bob the Goon
Oh, yeah.
is, without a doubt, a all-star first ballot in the Henchman Hall of Fame.
He really is. He is. If you look up Stickman, in the dictionary, it's just a drawing of Bob the Goon.
He even goes out like a classic henchman would.
Yeah.
Like,
by doing the boss a solid.
Yeah.
And then so we have the where you been spending your nights.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, intrigue. Everybody knows who you're fucking, buddy.
Yeah.
That should have been a clue, by the way. Like, an interesting thing
I'm
about...
not sure if he heard it, but yeah.
Jack Napier, by the way, is oblivious to other people's tone and clear red flags.
I think he's too... I mean, he's so full of himself. Like, he thinks he's untouchable. That's what he says when he says, don't flatter yourself, Angel. He says, he's a tired old man. He can't run this city without me.
Yeah.
And besides, he doesn't know. He fucking does.
He sure does.
Everyone knows, Jack.
That's why you ain't got no future, Jack. There's this whole... The crux of, I guess, this thing is that there's supposed to be a bicentennial celebration.
Mm-hmm.
There's a parade. They're in debt, but the mayor wants to have it. It's the 200th anniversary. And he's like, people are scared. And I'm like, of a festival?
They're scared of the crime.
Yeah, but like a festival is usually going to be pretty like...
Jeff, what happens at the festival?
Look, man, that's not the festival.
I mean, normally...
That's not the festival.
No, I get it. Normally, if you're a criminal, you're not going to go to the festival to do crimes.
Right, because all the cops are there.
Yeah, you'll go where the festival isn't to do
and then
crimes.
you do crimes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Remember, that's not the festival.
That's what makes the Joker fucking
yeah.
ahead of the curve, because he's like, what if we did crimes as the festival?
Yeah.
What if it's a festival of doom?
Yeah.
And so we have Knox showing up, and just everyone at the newspaper's like, hey, fuckstick, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, that guy's a real piece of shit. Everybody dunks on him. The guy that was supposed to be a Bob Kane cameo, but it is a Bob Kane drawing.
Yes.
Yeah. So
theoretically.
does Bob... It's signed by Bob
It's signed
Kane.
by Bob Kane.
So
that
he
guy was
exists...
supposed to be Bob Kane,
Right.
but he was so fucking old even at this point.
Well, is that guy playing Bob Kane?
I
Does
guess.
Bob Kane
Yeah.
exist in this universe?
Yes.
And so he drew that and signed it Bob Kane.
That's what Batman, when he invented Batman, that's what Batman is to Bob.
In their universe, Batman is a literal bat wearing a tiny pinstripe suit.
Wearing a zoot suit.
Because it's weird that he signed it if it's just like a note to mock someone with, like to give it a signature.
He spent a lot of time.
Yeah, it feels like he like mockingly made that, and he's like, you know what? I'm fucking proud of this, and like signed it.
He's the editorial newspaper cartoonist. So he's like, you know what? It's habit. I got to put this out there.
Yeah.
What if, you know what? This is my copyright right here.
Yeah.
But it's funny because Bob Kane probably didn't draw that.
Oh shit!
Bob Kane
really?
famously did not draw Bob Kane's artists. He also paid his shadow artists very well.
Oh.
But Bob Kane is one of comics history's ghouls.
Wait, can I pay people to draw for me and say I did it?
It's your
Jim
contract.
Davis does it.
Yeah.
But he like the first cartoons he did.
Oh yeah,
Jim Lee does
like I can't just start doing that.
You could
can
theoretically do that.
A lot of artists
Have
and a lot of writers do the same thing.
Right.
They have studios.
It would just be I'd love to be found out as that kind of hack of like, you can't even draw, can you?
There's a lot
like
there have
not
been
even
people that have done that.
Wow.
Like there was a story at Comic-Cons of this dude named Rob Granito who was essentially just lightboxing other people's work and claiming it was theirs.
Fucking hell.
Oof.
And he got called out, and it was this massive thing where he claimed weird things like that he'd worked on like Calvin and Hobbes with Bill Watterson and stuff.
Real quick for our listeners, lightboxing is tracing.
Oh yeah. You get it's a table with a light underneath it, so you can trace.
It's a light box.
Yeah. Anyway, so Knox gets to his desk, and there's
Vicki Vale's
Vicki
there.
Vale in glasses because she is smart.
Right.
She's smart and no nonsense. She's wearing a business suit and glasses with gigantic frames because it's the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's wearing Coke bottles on her face.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Or Pepsi bottles.
Not
depending on
Pepsi.
who
They
this-
figured that out at this point. It's like, oh,
The
we gotta get the
bottles,
Pepsi out of here.
They make you blind. And then we have the Corto Maltese reference, which is a Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. She was taking photos in the Corto Maltese.
Corto Maltese, a small island nation in the Dark Knight Returns, and they reference that seminal 1986 Batman story by Frank Miller, covered most recently on Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, available on Gamefully Unemployed.
Nice.
You'll remember all of that.
And then Knox is all super. He's like Soup's horns. He's totes horny, bro.
She said, I'm reading your stuff. Well, I'm reading yours.
And then she just says like,
She said I like bats. Yeah.
and it's like, no, you don't.
I might. She might. She's horny for the Batman.
She's into the Batman story.
Yeah, like if you had a fetish for a specific animal and then there was a guy going around dressing just like that animal.
A pre-furry.
Yeah, exactly. I think she's a pre-furry.
She's the proto-furry.
Yeah, I think something has awakened in her after seeing
That
Batman.
explains the nipples on the bat suit later. Is he was probably like, oh, people want to fuck me in the suit. There's probably a bat bat strap on or something.
He's sitting in his cave like, I'm turning into a sexual icon.
Yeah.
I have to make the proper adjustments.
I kind of like between this and the Schumacher, I can kind of see Batman going to like a PR person dressed fully as Batman, walking into that office and getting tips and like learning like, yeah, you have to work on your brand.
How do I sell more merch?
Yeah.
How do I get a Batman credit card?
Yeah.
Knox goes from skeptic to full-blown partnership.
Yeah.
Because she's got invitations to Bruce Wayne's ball.
That's right.
Right.
That's what seals
Somehow.
it.
It's a very exclusive ball that this out-of-town... She like just moved to Gotham, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's another fascinating thing, is that she has just relocated to Gotham, and everyone is on her shit.
Yeah, Bruce seems like he's a fan of her work, right?
Well, they both recognize her immediately. When she tells her name to Knox, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've seen your photo, Corto Maltese. Yeah, yeah."
I think she got a Pulitzer for it, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, she was covering it for Time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like,
So I feel like Bruce must have looked her up and been like, I want her at my ball.
Maybe.
Yeah.
that's excellent points.
I mean, he seemed to know who she was. It's a weird thing for people to be into, which is like war photographers, but...
Well, I mean, combat zone journalism.
I mean, yeah, it's awesome. I can get how like the reporter knew who she was.
Yeah, why would Bruce invite her?
Bruce is like, I mean, maybe it's a niche thing.
I know
he's
why
into.
Bruce would invite her.
Yeah.
I know why everyone would invite her.
Yeah, he might have just picked up the newspaper and been like, is she in town? Like, just send her a few tickets.
She does not know the ride she is about to go on.
No, yeah.
If she had just taken Knox up on dating, her life would be so great.
If they had gotten married and had kids,
it would be fine.
Yeah.
But instead, like almost every scene after a certain point is her getting just horribly physically or emotionally abused.
It's terrorized.
Yeah. Terrorized. I got so tired for her. Like later on in the movie, I saw there was like she went through like 5 things in 8 seconds, and I was just like, oh my God, this poor woman.
Yeah.
That's I don't know what scene you're about.
Yeah. So then we get Grissom, and his acting is just so over the top.
I love it.
I love it so much.
Love it so hard.
Jack's got his purple suit on with a red tie.
Yeah.
It's bold.
That is a bold choice.
I'm glad because, and we'll get to this when he turns into the Joker. I have a lot of questions of like, where did this stuff come from? And the suits, at least, they establish of like, yeah, he's a guy who likes colorful suits. He already dresses like a clown.
Did he have like green and orange satin blouses?
Probably.
Well, I mean, he had some stuff made for him, like those helicopters and all of his Joker henchmen.
Yeah.
We're going to discuss the helicopters in a very interesting way because where do you put it? Where does that helicopter?
Where is it? Axis Chemicals, I guess.
What everything about?
Yeah. I guess it's at Axis Chemicals.
It was. Yeah, that's fair. Like, doesn't Axis Chemicals like work?
It's privately owned.
I guess it was Grissom owned it, right?
Yeah, he takes it over and starts producing Smilex there. Seriously.
Nobody thought to check it out?
It's like, find out what this madman's poisoning us with. He's in the chemical factory right across the river. Like, we can see him.
Well, that's across the river.
We can see him doing it.
There's smoke. There's smoke coming out of Axis Chemicals.
There's a big helicopter on top of it with his face on the side.
Now listen, we know who owns Axis Chemicals. Oh God! So Jack's like, "Oh, you're gonna, toss it, claim corporate espionage."
Mm-hmm.
He goes, excellent, Jack. I want you to head that personally.
He's so Shatner. It's like, Jack, that's just in fact. It's like, that's the way to go. In fact, I want you to lead this operation.
I need
personally
someone I can trust.
You are my number one guy.
And
don't forget your lucky deck.
Yeah, and then he just like destroys the lucky deck.
He crushes it, like he creases the cards. Like, bro, I can't play with these cards anymore.
That should have been Jack's been like, I think something's up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy wants me dead.
Also, doesn't his lucky Joker card have a bullet hole through it?
The reason for that is because when you buy decks of cards from casinos, they drill holes through them so they can't be reused or planted in the casino. So you can't sneak an ace and do that. So they drill holes in them.
It's a hole punch, I think, right?
I mean, well, they usually.
I think they go
like
through
a
the
small
whole
drill. They go through the whole deck.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten them before, and like even the pack that it comes in will have a hole in it, so they're not doing anything precision.
God damn.
Yeah.
It's hardcore.
Yeah, it's there. It was DIY. I like, we'll get to that, but that's a really fucked up thing to do to someone's lucky deck, man.
I mean, it's not intentional. It's just because Jack Palance is a fucking old bastard who's like, now kind of like Tim Burton's like, okay, now kind of do like the shoot, just kind of shoot it into his hat. Okay, I got it, and it just crashes the fucking deck.
It's like he's trying to juice it.
Don't forget a nice glass of cod juice. Then he leaves, and then Grissom picks up the phone and goes, extremely Grissom voice, police department, get me Lieutenant Eckhart. And they should be like, that's not how you get officers, sir.
Yeah.
How about please? And then we have Bruce Wayne's casino night.
Yes.
Which, sure, why not? I never understood why casinos are this classy thing that people like to pretend is classy.
I don't understand what a casino night is because people do win money, right? Is the idea is you go to it and it's like a weird charity.
They get permits, as long as there's like charity benefits from it.
Okay, so you can go and like make your own little casino. Everybody goes and wins money or lose money, but it doesn't go toward the charity or anything.
I assume.
I think the house,
whatever Bruce takes.
Okay, but that's fucked up. Then imagine winning a bunch of money at like charity roulette. Like, yeah, in your face, dying kids. Like you're taking money away from the charity by winning.
And that's another thing too. Whenever you see people winning 50-50 raffles, and everyone's like, "Give the money back," and it's like, "Fuck you,
fuck
man.
you." Yeah,
I won money.
I get it, but like, yeah, something like that, but where it's like it depends on how good you do. If you're winning in blackjack and like gambling a lot, like I don't know, it seems seems like there's something I'm missing.
I never understood why people who go to casinos now like want to dress up, because I'm always like, do you really need to wear a suit so you can get on that Big Bang Theory slot machine?
No, the proper attire is a gray Vegas shirt and a fanny pack
and a bathing suit.
And a bathing suit.
You should be wearing a bathing suit if you're in Vegas.
Yeah.
Knox shows how uncouth he is by tipping Alfred, and Alfred's like, "Thanks," but like that was nice of him.
Yeah, he's fine. I think Alfred was the jerk there. Where like I get the joke is that he's out of his element, but I mean Alfred isn't mean to him, I guess, but he gives this look of like he's so fucking outraged by that happening, and it's like, what else would you do?
Sorry, someone was nice.
Yeah.
And then Alfred flirts with Vicki Vale. He thinks Knox is an asshole, and then flirts with Vicki Vale.
Alfred fucks.
Alfred fucked. And Bruce Wayne's alone, by the way. At Bruce Wayne's event, he's just alone. Nobody's mobbing him.
Yeah.
Does it though? Like, wouldn't people want to be?
Well, some people don't even like. I mean,
know who he is.
Vicky and Knox don't know who he is. Like they don't know him on sight.
It seems like he's keeping quiet. He also doesn't want to be.
His introduction to Vicki Vale is him lying to her face.
Yeah. Also, when I wrote this in the notes because it baffled me. Her trying to get his attention. It's a baffling sequence where she taps on his back and then he like he keeps going back and forth like wiggling. Like it takes like a good like second.
Oh, he keeps looking over
talking to you like I'd be like
he keeps looking over the wrong shoulder. Yeah.
It's just like I don't know. They're trying to be awkward, but they're like,
you know why he looked over the wrong shoulder a couple times? Because he's used to turning his whole body and to be able to see anything.
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
He just turns full body. Why do you do that?
Why do you rotate like a tank?
I got kicked by a giant bat. Fused my vertebrae.
I have limited mobility in my neck.
Also, Knox is like interviewing everybody, and that's
he's trying to get a quote on Batman from like the mayor and Commissioner Gordon and Harvey Dent.
And it's just like, calm down,
Knox. This is why you weren't invited.
Yeah. And then Gordon is called about Axis, and they're like, "Who's in charge?" And he goes, "Eckhart." And he goes, "Oh no!" And it's
oh my God, let's go.
And it's like he knows Eckhart is on the take. Why do you let that guy do anything?
He just gets to do whatever he wants. He must be someone's kid. Like he just gets to do whatever he wants.
And then they go into the armory looking for Gordon to see where he went.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I bet he went into this double-doored room with all the lights off.
Mm-hmm. With all these armored mannequins.
Yeah.
What the fuck was happening in that room? Were those historical armors? Because they looked...
Yeah.
I think they were supposed to. I don't even know if they are.
Well, they're supposed to be. That's what we're...
Yeah. Like the gas mask guy with all the tubes coming off.
Don't know what that is.
Like,
it reminded me of...
these are all villains he's vanquished.
Yeah. It reminded me of in the first ever Star Trek Next Generation episode where Q is like disguising himself of different soldiers from throughout time, and they do like future wars, and they're like weird shit like that. Like it just looked like someone had made up wars.
Yeah.
For these outfits.
Who was he? He must be king of the Wicker people.
Yeah. Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, Knox is not wrong. That's a weird...
That is a nothing costume.
Yeah. And then I wonder where that's from. And then Bruce comes, he's like, it's Japanese.
It's also clearly Japanese.
Yeah. And they're like, how do you know? He goes, I bought it in Japan.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I bought a lot of Chinese stuff in America, so
That's true.
Chinese.
because you bought it in Japan doesn't
Are these Ninja Turtle toys Chinese? Maybe technically.
I mean, yeah, they're made there.
Or Taiwanese.
But I mean, I can buy British stuff at a pub in Santa Monica.
That's
you know?
true.
Like,
All right. He could have just been at a mall in Japan.
I mean, it's.
and he saw it and it was in like a fetish store.
Oh, he bought it from the Sharper Image in Japan.
Yeah.
Sure.
they look at an Xbox and wonder where that's from. He's like, it's Japanese.
Yeah.
How do you know? I bought it in Japan.
Yeah.
Is that how that works? And then we have like the give Knox a grant thing after.
Yeah, and then we
After-
see his.
Yeah, Alfred's like, Commissioner Gordon left, sir.
Was compelled to leave up very unexpectedly, sir.
Perhaps the other way. You're Batman, sir.
Go down the bat slide, sir.
Fun fact: Alfred zero chill about Bruce being Batman throughout this entire movie.
Okay,
He's like, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. The Nolan Batman Alfred is like, I can't watch you do this anymore. This one, he walks in, he's like, hey, Batman, get to work.
Yeah,
It's like something's happening.
He's tossing him the rock like he's a globetrotter.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
He's just doing all sorts of behind the back
Alfred's
passes
into it.
of information.
He's in his twilight years. He's living vicariously.
Yeah,
through
he's
this.
like, look, I know I'm in your will. You got to get dying soon.
There and then so it cuts back as they're looking in the mirror. Maybe he should call himself Bruce Wayne. And there are several camcorders recording
Yes.
from behind there.
You ever get a lot of people in this room, Bruce?
Yeah, but the other part of that is like, how many tapes do you have?
I kind of get it because I assume the different cameras are like different. Like some of them like do like night vision and some sense
one
heat.
rotates. I know that.
Yeah, but like, why in that room? Is it in every room?
Is it in all the rooms? Because it's fucked up if it is.
Yeah, because it means they have like every room has like an extra closet that just is filled with cameras. Yeah,
He's
and
like the
eventually
Chuck Berry of
yeah. And someone would realize there's like giant mirrors in
Just
every room.
filming people pee.
Mm.
with like infrared and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny because there's also a part of this where Bruce is literally watching a scene from Batman. The
Yeah.
movie.
Yep. Who's
Wait,
filming
really?
that? Yeah, when he's watching his security tape later,
Oh,
it's like,
yeah,
who's filming
yeah,
this?
yeah.
You're just watching the exact scene.
Why
we
do
saw.
movies do that? Every
know. They all
movie
do it.
does
They all
that.
do it.
Yeah, you
And
didn't
it's
have another
like-
take you could have shown this view from?
Yeah, like how much are you saving by doing that? It feels like I don't know. Especially in something like this where they're like it's not superimposed in there. It's like he's probably on set watching the footage. It doesn't matter. It just bugs the crap out of me.
Then we cut to Eckhart talking to leather cops. They're
Lot of
just
leather
like
cops.
the Demolition Man cops.
Yeah, they sure are.
And he just goes, shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill.
You know what I mean.
So we're a hit squad. All right.
Shoot. Okay, first off, those cops very on board.
Yeah.
Second off, what else could that mean, Eckhart?
Yeah. There's no way
Right.
to misconstrue that message. You
Oh, shoot to kill.
Thought you meant shoot to kill the rest of his plans for the evening.
Yeah, or like killing it, like just shooting to do a real
Shoot
good
to
job.
kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot for the moon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. I also like that they left 4 folders in the safe. There's
Yeah.
just 4 folders left in.
Just to say fuck you.
Just
Just couple of errant receipts that don't matter.
I would have been like, oh no, we got to get these folders out of here. I wouldn't immediately be like, we've been set up. I'd have been like, oh, this is not as much information as I expected.
I thought we had a whole lot more information in here. That seems. I mean,
It's pretty bare bones.
seems like
but-
we didn't need to send all these people to get that.
But I'm glad we got it.
Seems like maybe
Yeah,
I don't
there's-
know, one of us could have
There's
done
like
this.
15 people at
Yeah,
that
there's a
safe.
lot of mobsters sent to
All dressed in-
steal some information from this building.
Why do they wear fedoras? Why do mobsters wear fedoras? Is it for sun protection?
No, it was just the style in the 40s, and so it became the style
all
in
wearing
that
it.
period of time during the height of organized crime. So it just has become an inseparable image with organized criminals.
All right, fine,
Yeah.
fine.
It's so we have Eckhart. Gordon comes in. He's like, I'm in charge of here, not Grissom.
And
he
Eckhart's
lit-
like,
and then Eckhart walks away, and Gordon's just like,
yeah, let him go.
how much leeway does this guy get?
Yeah.
Like, is he your nephew?
Yeah, he's got to be someone's kid.
Is he like Sherlock Holmes, where like we're not seeing what a gifted detective he is? Like, is he back at the station just solving all the crimes?
Right, he's nailing every other case except for the stuff he's getting paid not to.
The case of the A1 nut boy.
Yeah. He even treats his own death with indifference and like he's
indignity.
Like he's got better things to do than get murdered.
I think he's holding a Polish sausage in his hand. Like he's just such a slob in his death. Also, these cops, the leather cops, do not care what chemicals they're being splashed by.
No, they're shooting very cavalierly. A lot of gunfighting in this dangerous chemical plant.
This chemical plant is filled with errant bullets. Which is weird because there's a lot of hazardous materials. Mm-hmm. It is a hazmat playland.
Mm-hmm. It's not a very good chemical plant.
No, a lot of OSHA violations.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Gotham's move right there.
Yeah, that's a real
a lot of bubbling vats.
Real Gotham flex. Is to just have open vats of I don't know what the fuck that is.
You ain't got no OSHA, Jack. We have like all these chemicals, and it's like Bruce shows up, Batman shows up, and surprises Jack surprises Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom puts it so perfectly, which is that Jack Napier has been given a lot of information to process in a very short amount of time.
In about 1 second.
That there is a man dressed as a bat.
Yeah.
He is in front of my face.
Yeah.
And he has easily hoisted me off of my feet.
Yeah.
And is holding me still in the air.
Like a baby.
And his response is so perfect.
Okay, he just says Jesus.
Yeah.
He goes, Jesus.
So good.
And now.
So good.
It would be a real shock to anyone.
I'm surprised that isn't every time Batman's in the room of just, like, Jesus.
Shit.
Doesn't matter how many times you see him.
Even if you know him, he's just like, I keep forgetting that you're you.
Right, well, even knowing that he's a man in a bat costume, it's still like one of the most unsettling sudden appearances.
If you're on the subway and a man in a bat costume is behind you, you're like, shit.
Even like, I'm surprised in later when Commissioner Gordon's like having conversation with him, we're halfway through, he doesn't just go, God, I'm sorry, this is just fucking crazy. Just like, I'm sorry, I need a moment.
This is really testing me, man.
God.
This is really testing me.
I got on the force like 30 years ago, and this was not on the docket. I have had to change my entire perspective on crime. But there's also a hench highlight, which is that Bob the Goon has managed to sneak his way down past legions of leather-clad murder cops. And Batman.
Right.
To point blank put a gun to Jim Gordon's head.
Mm-hmm. He fucking solid snakes his way down there.
Yeah.
He's in the little cardboard box.
Yeah. Bob the Goon, MVP.
Bob the Goon, I'm sorry, but without Bob, the Joker is not succeeding at pretty much anything.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He should get a raise minimum.
He would have gotten his legs broken by Batman and not dropped into a vat of acid had it not been for Bob.
Yeah, and then put him down, let him go, or I'll do Gordon.
Yeah.
All sexy like.
Mm-hmm.
So Bruce puts him down. He goes, nice outfit. He turns around and
tries to shoot him.
On him, and he's gone.
So he shoots Eckhart because Jack's like, I gotta kill someone. Fucking Eckhart, I'm sick of you. Also, you clearly dimed me out.
Yeah. You are a bad dude, and I don't like you anymore. You're not in the group. Then we have the Joker scene. It's the Ricochet scene. I view it differently every time, whether it's glass that hits his face or the bullet
it could
that
be
goes through. But the scarring is it's so weirdly invisible. Like you can see when he's hanging that there's like blood on the side of his face.
Yeah.
And it
kind of looks gnarly. Yeah.
It's gnarly. But at the same time, when you see Jack later, it's very smooth unless they added.
Well, we'll get
meat
to it,
Yeah.
I assume. But that surgeon is a maniac. Like that surgeon.
Yeah.
He does the best he can with what he has.
Does
The
he
best
though?
you do is can make a leering clown face.
I don't want to jump ahead, but the surgeon's surprised to see what the results are, which makes me think he was just like on ketamine the whole time and was coming out of it like, oh my God, that's what I did?
I think the smile is the thing he wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
And I think that's a byproduct of the... I think what he did was fix the wound. And the chemicals did the rest.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. I have a lot of questions about what was the chemicals.
Yeah. Batman is surrounded by cops, and he drops like a half-ass smoke
This
bomb.
is my favorite.
And then takes off visibly. They
Yes.
see him, and he makes a spaceship sound when he
Yeah.
goes up.
What? That was the funniest fucking thing. What is the point of the smoke bomb? What is the point of that smoke bomb?
I guess confusion to get people...
It's to conceal what he's doing.
But they see it. Everybody sees it. We all see what happens.
They
He
don't.
puts down the smoke bomb, and then we see him go zoos into
You
the.
can see him
Yeah.
going up
Like-
through the smoke.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
they're like,
he's-
there
he's-
he goes.
They don't, he's concealing his gun.
So it's like a magician, like
Yeah.
he's doing a levitation
Yeah.
act. Because I would know that he had, because a real bat wouldn't need a smoke bomb, you know? Like, he is
They
clearly.
actually have smoke bombs.
Oh, okay.
It's natural,
Bats
yeah.
carry bandoliers full of smoke bombs.
I love the idea that he's trying to preserve an illusion as a man clearly dressed like a bat.
As
like
a
he's
crazy
trying-
person, a very crazy person.
Yeah, like he's trying to convince us that he is in fact a Batman that is flying around.
Yeah.
By throwing a smoke bomb
Yep.
to conceal that he's obviously ziplining into
Yeah.
the ceiling.
Very slowly.
Yeah, very slowly.
We get now Knox being jealous that Vicki Vale is going on the date
Right.
with Bruce Wayne.
And the date is just eating dinner at his house.
It's hey, let's
That's not a date.
No.
hey, let's listen to my elderly butler talk.
yeah.
Well,
Ultimately, that's what the
that's what
date
saves
becomes.
the date.
Yeah.
How bad was the date? And also, why did they think that that's how you use dining room tables?
Because
That
Bruce
you
is a
have to be-
maniac. Bruce is a maniac.
Yeah. And it's so funny that he is forced. He acts very childlike in a lot of things. Like he won't make eye contact with Vicky. Like he doesn't know how to be a person.
No, he doesn't.
He just doesn't. Like
Yeah.
That's pretty on brand for everything we've talked about this past 52 episodes.
so she's like, this room sucks. And he's like, yeah, it does kind of suck, huh?
Yeah.
And they're like, let's go have your old butler tell
Like-
bad stories about sprained
Yeah.
ankles.
Yeah, it's it is just like he was like, well, this is what grown-ups do.
Yeah.
We sit at this table and we quietly eat dinner. Like he's just such a shell of a man.
He keeps looking away. I like her. It's like, you are a billionaire.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of a nut.
He's a billionaire that spends most of his time in a cave.
Can't he like? Yeah,
Keep banging out reps.
he must know how to.
Dips.
But like a millionaire date, like take her to do indoor skydiving or something. Like do something with your money.
Like all he knows is stuff you can do in Vegas.
Sure, yeah.
Casino nights and indoor skydiving. They're drinking one of those long frozen drinks at
Like a
dinner.
circus drink, yeah.
Circus is where I made all of my money back on Christmas.
Nice.
I kept winning money on the Goonies whatchamacallit their slot machine.
Slot
and
machine.
I played it because I hate the Goonies.
Right.
And I had bad luck on all the properties that I liked. So I went to one that I hate and won like $600.
Well, they never say dying.
Gotta hate that movie.
Sometimes they say $600.
Yeah.
Alfred tells a shitty story.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Wayne is like fake drinking wine.
Yeah,
Right.
kind of.
And she's drunk. And like he's like kind of bringing her back to his bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
To his little bat
And
cave.
she's like, you didn't have any wine. And he's like, well, one drink and I'm flying. And she's like, but you didn't have a drink. Like it's very, and then he's like, I'm going to fuck you now.
Yep.
Batman!
Batman.
I do like this was something I noticed in the Nolan Batmans, the not drinking thing, is I do like that detail that he's trying to have his wits about him. Because like the Bruce Wayne in that one, he always has champagne or stuff, and I think in the Dark Knight he just when no one's looking just pours
Throws
it
it
out.
off the balcony.
Yeah.
or in The Dark Knight Returns, 2 episodes available on Gamefully Unemployed.
Nice.
They talk about how Gordon says, like, we all know it was ginger ale. Like, I know it was ginger ale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. You can't put those empty cals in.
No,
That's true.
Also, he's got to spend his nights being Batman.
Right.
He's all hungover, like a hungover Batman.
That's Bullock's job.
Yeah,
He's just doing one wing up because he's just too tired. He's got like an Alka-Seltzer in the other one.
I want you to tell your fucking friends about
Just do
Batman.
whatever. Just do whatever. I don't care.
A drunk bat. A giant drunk bat.
That would be scarier as a criminal if Batman was visibly drunk.
He's driving the Batmobile, smashing into shit. Just drunk driving the Batmobile.
Oh, God.
That's how Axis Chemicals gets blown up.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you, Joker.
Hey, Bobby. I know your name is Bobby. Tell your friends that I'm coming for them.
He just hits the fucking the jet booster straight to a wall.
He shoots the fucking grappling hook at that one thug, but hits him right in the eye. Oh man!
He's just dragging him. He's flopping behind the back.
Oh man! I meant to get your lapel. Shit, dude. I'm sorry. Don't tell anybody that I did this.
Think he's gonna be okay?
He's fucking dead. Twitching. He's moving. That's a twitch. It's a spasm.
No, he's moving.
No, he's moving. I'm gonna take off. Throws a smoke bomb. Shoots the fucking grappling hook. It ricochets down. Hits a cop. Oh man, I'm gonna need that.
Shit,
I'm gonna need that
bombs.
back. Hold on.
It's like slowly winding it back in.
It goes in, but it's manual.
Yeah.
So Vicki Vale's kisses. We have the surgery scene, mirror, and it's like, hey man, I know you're like a back alley surgeon, but you might want to clean that shit up.
Yeah.
Right. This
Like you can be professional.
No, that guy,
at
I feel like
least
he
run
could,
some water over
he
these
could
things.
afford a better surgeon, right?
See what I have to work with. I think he sort of crawled out of a chemical bin. So I don't know if he was like, I got to go to the ER.
It feels like he's still in the chemical plant. Like he just went upstairs in the chemical plant,
Yeah.
and like
Go
the
to my
janitor
office.
was like, "Yeah, I'm a surgeon."
Steps over drunk Batman.
Yeah.
That's actually you might not be wrong. Actually, he might have gotten out and then called
Their mob,
Called a guy,
their
yeah.
mob doctor.
the
yeah.
mob. Okay, all right, that all makes 100%
All right.
sense. 100%.
Mm.
Sweet.
Ah!
That's pretty sweet.
Then we have Vicky kissing Bruce on the stairs, and then we have the Grissom Joker scene, which is
Oh
an
yeah.
Oscar-worthy scene.
It's pretty great.
Maybe we can cut a deal. Oh, he's like, okay. Well, he also goes, go ahead.
Oh no, I just have a lot of questions about Joker.
Okay.
What
Is he?
what happened? Like, is the chemicals made him clown colored?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What are those? What is going on in that chemical?
That's a
Don't
clown.
know.
It's clown spray.
It's
They're
clown
making
spray.
clown spray.
Okay.
It's clown. It's extract of clown.
Okay.
Clown X.
It's clown.
It's 100% ground clown.
Okay.
That's a powdered clown.
Okay.
Pure clown.
Freeze dried and rehydrated clown.
Because again, I feel like it's just all.
Just fucking clown juice.
Just juicing clowns.
I feel like it's all like. I honestly think the surgeon, after he runs out laughing, the surgeon talks to himself like, "Man, that's like the third clown I've made this week." Like, it makes
keeps
more
making
sense that
clowns.
it's a surgeon who's just like,
Stop making clowns.
yeah, like I guess stop blacking out and making clowns.
Yeah. It's just it looks normal to him, but he
Yeah.
just keeps making clowns everywhere.
There is a consistent idea of why don't more people leave? Like there should be more people leaving the scene here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he goes, "That's you, Sugar Bumps." And it's like nobody has that as a nickname.
Hmm.
And then the Joker shows up and
Fucking shoots his ass.
your life. He's like, "I've been dead already."
Found it liberating.
The murder is hilarious. The shooting,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
like how he's just having and he's so untethered now. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an all-time classic scene.
Yeah.
It's the Joker
It's
reveal.
great. It's so good. And then we have Vicki Vale waking up at 3:30 until like,
Bruce is doing the gravity boots.
Well, he's brooding first. She's like, oh, she's curled into him first, and he's just brooding.
Right.
And then she wakes up later at 3:30 in the morning to him squeaking in his gravity boots, and it's like, Bruce, you don't need to do that for the bat thing.
That's a loud, intrusive exercise you're doing while your friend's asleep in the bed.
I don't think he's exercising. I think that's how
he sleeps. Maybe.
I think that's how Tim Burton's like. Wouldn't it be a gas if that's how he like could only be comfortable?
If he slept upside down. Also, he may have legitimately forgotten she was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is he's not one to pay attention to Vicki Vale.
No.
We have the Joker sits down at the desk, and there's the paper that says "Winged Freak terrorizes city."
Terrorizes.
He goes, "Wicked freak." Yeah, he goes, "Freak terrorizes." Wait till they get a load of me.
Gives him a real idea, and then he starts making
I
weird
forget
noises.
this part. Where afterwards, he just goes,
"Whoop!" Yeah, he just starts making noises,
and that's so much better that he delivers this amazing caliber line. That was like, I think that was a trailer line, wasn't it?
I'm sure it was.
And then afterwards, just him going,
"Whoop!" Yeah, whoop.
Like just fucking around to nobody, to a dead body.
He's entertaining himself.
Yeah, I like that he also like is entertaining dead bodies a lot in this.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he has a conversation with one.
Yeah,
with a smoldering skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Vicky Vale wakes up immediately insanely clingy.
Yeah,
like they wrote her as the clingiest character. She's like, "Let's have lunch today," and he's like, "Sure." He goes, "Wait, no, I can't."
She spends the rest of the movie stalking him.
Yeah, I've got a business. I've got a business thing. She's like, "Okay, well, later today," and it's like, he's got a business thing. He's a billionaire. You got to give him some let him work
room. Yeah.
a day.
Yeah.
Let him work a day.
Yeah, and he didn't know this was going to happen. This came out of nowhere. Oh, no, it was a date. Never mind.
Yeah, it was a date.
Yeah.
It was a date in terms of Bruce is like, okay, what do I do that's fun? And he just was like, what can we do in my house?
Ooh, they had like a Tuesday date. Or a Wednesday.
A Wednesday?
Yeah.
Weeknight date where he let this woman get drunk on a weeknight and sleep over.
Yep.
While he's keeping her up at 3:30 making squeaky
swinging
sounds
like
on gravity
jackass.
boots. He's fucking rude.
He is. He's not used to being around people.
He does not. Bruce doesn't know how to lie.
No, he tells a very bad lie. Yeah.
And then Alfred blows up his spot immediately.
Yes.
Bad wingman.
And it's like, dude, you cover for him as Batman.
Right. You cover up him being Batman.
Use the skills you've developed that if somebody tells you a thing that you're not immediately privy to, just be like, all right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. See you when we get back from where we're going.
Because we're going to a thing.
He also would just be like, oh, maybe this is something I wasn't informed about. That he's just decided.
Yeah. Or he could have just said,
he could have gotten a phone call.
Oh, I don't go. I'm a butler.
Yeah.
I don't go to the business meetings. I am a housekeeper.
I
Right.
buttle.
I butt the situation. I love Joker and his little beret.
Mm-hmm.
When
Drinking champagne.
When he's drinking champagne. When Alicia comes home.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's a fun beat.
She passes out and he just goes, just keeps drinking.
He's having a nice
He's celebrating.
evening, yeah.
So were all those clothes Grissom's? Or did he go home and get that robe and beret?
I think he might have brought a backpack with him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where he gets most of the things he gets from here on. Because he has the joke buzzer, he has...
That's a fascinating form of technology that we're about to see.
Okay, yeah.
Because that is an internalized heat source that doesn't heat up
It's
upon
amazing.
impact. Like, to create heat while being insulated from heat on one side in such a small thing.
Did he just have that?
I guess.
I was working on that earlier just in case I turn into an evil clown.
Right.
So we have the mob meeting.
Yes.
And this is just one of those things where they have to remind you, organized crime is still what this is about. Because you kind of forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the organized crime really takes a distant...
Once the Joker shows up.
And I never realized how much those parallels are between the Dark Knight version of the Joker and the Batman 89 Joker, which is that you have mobs, you have Batman, then you have the Joker dealing with that.
Yeah. It's a big meeting. They're all talking about what they're going to do now that Grissom's dead.
Yeah. As the Joker has informed him
Yeah.
that Grissom is gone on vacation or something.
Yeah. And he left me in charge.
Yeah, and it's me. So until I think he says something like, until we find him or something like that. And then they're like, okay. And then one guy, Antoine's like, what if we don't want to? And he's like, well, nobody wants a war. We'll just shake hands and say goodbye. And then the Joker, exhibiting his fantastic grip strength, murders Antoine with a internalized heat source.
Well, if it's an electric current, which it's supposed to be, I guess, they always tell you to test if something's electric by touching it with the back of your hand. You don't grab it, because if you start getting electrocuted, it seizes up.
Yes.
So...
Right, but all right, wouldn't the Joker also get electrocuted?
Unless his glove is insulated.
Rubber glove. Okay.
I mean, we know later that he carries a fake hand with him.
He must have
he does carry a fake arm.
Yeah, he must have like a backpack with a battery, because it's a small, like, what do you got, a couple watch batteries in that
all
thing?
Watch batteries.
Yeah, he's got like a diehard battery clipped to his belt.
If he does the shake and he just goes, ow, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
And then just gets his face melted with acid because it didn't work.
Yeah, he just stares at him and is like, squirts him with the posy. Well, fuck you. I'm getting one of my gags is rubbing you out.
Yeah.
It's up to you which one.
And then all like, as if on cue, all the foot soldiers come in with their Tommy guns.
Well, yeah.
And then
now get out of here.
Get out of here.
Think it over.
And then like he lets them go.
Yeah.
And they immediately go to City Hall.
They immediately try to roll on him. Yeah.
Well, they fill out an affidavit.
Or to seize all of Grissom's businesses, and he fucking murders them in the street.
Can you do that? Can you just be like, I want to take this guy's business?
They forge his signature.
Oh yeah.
Still didn't feel like enough.
Yeah.
The Joker does the Bob. You are my number one guy, which is the line I've said the most from this movie.
Yeah. And Bob is just unfazed. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Goes and he stops, he puts on his shades, and then he goes and does Bob's fucking MVP.
I feel like, though, Bob's having some private moments where he's like, yes, sir, and goes into the bathroom like, I don't know what I'm doing.
What the fuck is going on with him?
Along for the ride, but man,
he's like a clown now. Oh, God.
Doing clown stuff, man. I mean, I guess, I love him the way I love him.
Yeah.
I don't care about the clown thing.
We'll talk about this in part 2. Is that him in the flashback?
I keep thinking it. I keep thinking it is.
We'll have to discuss
He's
that.
ride or die.
He is ride or die.
IMDb does not place him as young Bob, but he's I believe he's other mugger in that situation. But he's either way. I like that Joker is talking to Antoine's charred corpse.
Yep.
And he goes
grease him,
grease him now. Oh, you are a vicious bastard. I'm
glad you're dead. There's a fun bit where he's like reacting like mock shock to the things that he's hearing Antoine say. That's very funny. He's just like doing super mime shit.
Yeah,
it's great.
Vicki starts Gotham stalking in '89. Her stalking tour where she gets his file from Knox. Tails Bruce, who is supposed
at this point he's just a guy who's too busy that day.
Yeah,
and she's like, I wonder what the fuck's his deal. And like, just
how can he be too busy for me?
Yeah,
it's like
I'm Kim Basinger.
Yeah, it's true.
Everyone wants to fuck me. She tails Bruce, and he somehow doesn't notice her shitty Corolla.
He's Batman. He doesn't notice he's being followed.
He does the rose drop, and like she's there.
And she picks the roses back up.
Like, it's really tasteless.
Yeah.
Knox is the press conference with the mob press conference.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Miss Grissom asked me it's a personal favor to handle his affairs until he returns.
You guys must have been close. We were very close. Did you do a little time together as kids?
Yeah, you do some time together as children. And I'm just like, is that really a thing? The affidavit? They could just crime guys or like the other crime guy said we can do his crimes. Here you go.
I mean, current administration.
Also, there that place is like a light bulb for mimes. Like
So many
people aren't
mimes.
noticing how many mimes have showed up.
These mimes are really closing
I want
in.
to talk about that first mime because that's clearly a guy who doesn't know how to be a mime. Right?
They're all bad mimes.
He's doing a couple of them are okay, but the first guy's
wall
doing the
mime is all right.
Yeah, the first guy's doing
Travis.
the robot. Like the first guy comes in just doing the
loudly.
robot.
Just doing the robot.
Yeah,
Loudly,
yeah,
and he's
and it's like
clunking around.
So this is just thugs that
Yes.
Joker was like, be mimes, and like there must have been a few of them where like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
And then I like
And
that
it's
some
like-
of them are really good at it.
Exactly. I feel like those
Now's
are the
the time
ones.
to shine. Those 2 years at Juilliard paying off,
Yeah.
baby.
I feel like those are the ones who are like, well, we could also dress like clowns, like suggesting
Maybe
it.
we're doing a whole clown.
Yeah.
thing.
But I like that
And
there's
then
some
you
of them
could-
who are
and then
clearly
boss,
bad at it.
Boss, you could be like king of the mimes.
Like a mime mayor. You could wear little tails on your coat.
You're like a top hat. You look really sharp, boss.
You know what? Cover your red lips with white and make small little hot red lips, like a little hot on your mouth.
It's like classic theater.
Also, there's a lot of like Joker gets away with he's very brazen.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
he
that's why it works.
He throws a dart in a dude's fucking neck.
And not
He's
enough
also
happens
surrounded by
after that.
like half a dozen Tommy gun thugs.
Yeah, and Bruce is like, that's fucking Jack Napier. Like
He gets shot.
Like, yeah, he gets shot. He gets
yeah.
shot in the arm, but it looks like it goes through without blood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So I think it's just like a bullet
nicked him.
goes right through
got
his
the
fucking.
big 80s coat.
80s.
Yeah, it's got a big '80s overcoat.
that was
That's
both-
Steve Martin in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles coat.
Yeah, that was badass, but also not because he doesn't notice he's getting shot because he's too busy being in awe of what's happening. So it's like it shows how badass. Like I don't know if it shows how badass Batman is. The idea that he doesn't think to duck when they're shooting.
I'm sure he would have ducked had the bullet been on a
Like-
trajectory to hit him.
How would have he
Superman?
known?
I don't know because
Yeah.
he's Batman.
It just
He's a
feels
fucking
like
ninja.
it feels like
he
he's
is
so
walking blind into
It,
a hailstorm.
it feels
of
like
bullets.
he's the prince seeing Cinderella for the first time, being like, "Who is this man?" Like he's so enamored with the Joker in that moment that he doesn't notice a bullet whizzing by. That's what it seemed like to me
Yeah, it's
because he wasn't gonna do anything. Like he wasn't like gonna start shit.
Yeah.
He was just like, "What is going on?"
And he walks up to the window.
Yeah.
And he stares, and I'm like, dude, they have guns. And then Napier just the Joker
Waves
just,
at him.
Waves at him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye. And then so
then he leaves and Bruce is like, I know I dropped that motherfucker into acid.
yeah. Then the news is just talking about Batman, and the Joker is fucking livid.
I would be after that display.
Which TV is this one?
The boxing glove.
Okay,
boxing
he
glove.
burns through some TVs
Yeah.
in this.
I mean, because you are on my number 6 television. Boxing glove to the TV. This town needs an enema. And then Bruce is like, Jack Napier is still alive. And then it cuts to Vicki Vale developing photos of Bruce Wayne just standing there.
Yep.
Where's that go on the wall?
Don't know
Vic?
Yeah.
what clues she's planning on gleaning from those photographs.
What's the plan?
Yeah, I don't know.
She's gonna cut out the eyes.
She does get splashed in a lot
Burn 'em with
of
cigarettes.
Yeah.
She does
She's
get
gonna-
splashed by a lot of lunacy in this film, but she's also a maniac
Yeah.
herself.
She's gonna cut him out and tape herself in photographs.
Yeah, this
with
whole
him.
movie is an exercise in birds of a feather flocking together.
I think there's something wrong in Gotham, like in the pollution.
They have,
or
a big,
the
access
they have
water.
a big chemical plant
Yeah.
right there,
On the harbor.
just emptying into the
and
water.
I think it's gotten worse and worse, especially like the Schumachers and stuff. Like Batman and Robin should have ended with the government coming in, like FEMA showing up and being like, "Okay, this has gone out of hand."
that's why all the statues get crazier and crazier.
Yeah, where they're like, "Look, the rest of the
Yeah.
world's just regular."
This whole city is neon.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks that's weird.
What are you guys doing?
Joker is then cutting atrocity photos. He's like making a collage.
Yes,
And then it turns out Bob is a fantastic little amateur photographer.
he's really great. He's snapping like Getty image style.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Still
some
frames.
great stuff.
A lot of talent in his group.
We learned that. We later learned that those are photos of him testing Smilax, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not 100.
Because they all have huge rictus grins on their
I've
faces.
never noticed that, but that's an excellent.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
damn, Tom, that's an interesting thing to notice.
yeah, it's like a little foreshadowing.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, good for Joker.
Joker sees Vicki Vale, does his stop the press. Who's that? Vicki Vale.
From Bat Dance.
And then he goes, yeah, right? Repeated.
A lot.
Sound
It
like
makes many appearances in Bat Dance.
And then he goes phone book because he wants to get her address, but she just moved to Gotham.
Yeah.
So how new is that phone book?
I don't know. Maybe it just. Also, I like that he's getting the phone book at Axis Chemicals, and is picking it up and taking it inside.
I like that there's a random chemist working in the poison.
Mm-hmm. Ship 'em all.
The news has the famous Candy Walker and Amanda Keeler death information where
they're not going to comment on the fact.
They refer to it as violent allergic reactions, and it's they look like clowns.
Yeah, they look like clowns.
They look like clowns.
We going to mention that? Nope. We're going to move right past it. All right.
Do their faces also turn white?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he just...
This is black and white photographs.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in a second, what happens is the female anchor keels over from Smilex.
Right.
Laughing about all the people that have died.
Yeah. And she didn't turn white. She just has the rictus grin.
Okay.
And it's such a terrifying... The smile deaths, it's really... The more you think about death in this movie, the more it's really upsetting.
Yeah.
Like the Joker thing.
Smilex has always been upsetting. In the comics, anytime you see it in one of the Dark Knight Returns, which you just watched, it's unsettling. It's just a disturbing
upsetting,
image.
Yeah.
And then we have the famous "Love That Joker" commercial.
Oh yeah.
I had a poster.
Him in the lounge chair.
Him in the lounge chair with the seagulls and
the
everything.
fake birds. Yeah.
It's so. I love this scene.
It's great.
New and improved Joker product.
He's dancing, he's kicking his legs out so far. Oh my god,
he's so great.
Yeah.
He's like, how do you get him? Well, chances are you got him already.
Well, that's the gag. Chances are you bought him already.
It's so funny.
He's been using Brand X, and it says "Oh no" on the screen.
Do we know who that guy is?
Nope.
Is he just a guy?
I assume he's one of the
Just some
mobsters.
guy.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. That's
because they don't show back up.
no. And then Bruce is doing his research on Jack, and he's like, violent mood swings, highly intelligent, emotionally unstable, penchants for science, chemistry, and art. And then we see the news. It's 13 kills by the Joker. It feels like those newsroom shoots must have been a little bit easier. They were just nobody bother about makeup.
Right.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of funny.
We'll put a fake zit on this dude.
It's a funny
kind of a
gag.
funny joke. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny gag, but I couldn't help with the rest of watching every other actor but they're in makeup, and then really they're not supposed to be in makeup.
Yeah. It cuts from that to a scene of the mayor and Harvey Dent
and
going
they're
crazy, and it's
makeup.
Billy D's got tons of product in his hair.
Yeah. Look at my beautiful gel. I bought this months ago. There's no way the Joker showed up and did
I
this.
stockpile this in case of Armageddon. I gotta look my best even when the bombs drop.
If you think old Harvey Dent just bought something with Smilex, guess you got another thing coming. Old Harvey Dent's been using the same tin of Dapper Dan for the past 26 years, baby. Hula.
It's Billy D and Telly Savalas are the same voice.
Their voice is exactly the same.
it's the same voice.
And one is just a beautiful suave man, and the other one is just a
troll.
giant egg.
He's Eggman.
Vicki Vale leaves the message that she's going to be late to the museum.
It's Alfred, wait, I'm not meeting her today.
Yes.
Better put on the bat boots.
Yep. Jerry Hall in the mask. Very upsetting.
Yeah. He basically sends her a gas mask to her table because she's been sitting there for hours.
I meant the Jerry Hall.
Oh, she comes in right then. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they cut to her being in the mask. It's Daddy's going to make some art, darling. And then we have Vicki Vale at the museum, which the museum is a restaurant, and part of me is just is it are they eating at the snack bar?
Well, that's the thing is I get if you go to the Getty, there's a cafeteria.
Yeah.
But it's not in the exhibits.
Yeah.
There's
There's a reason to not do that.
Yeah.
Chicken strips.
Get your chicken Dip it in ranch.
It's a fancy restaurant in a museum. I'm like, you've never been to a museum.
Yeah.
Not in the middle of an art gallery.
Yeah. No, it's just fucking deep fry. It's fries.
Yeah.
I'll have the fries and a medium Coke.
Yeah.
Alley Pepsi products. Okay.
If you want to get hit over the head with a revolver and robbed, yes.
Yeah. I'll have the chicken fingers. The gas hits after she gets the urgent.
This disturbed me as a kid. All the people falling dead into their food.
Dude, when I was a kid, my immediate reaction is they all passed out.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
And
Nope.
Nope. Because when the woman passes out into the cake, she is eyes wide open.
Yeah.
The guy falls over the balcony.
The Forks guy is the one where I'm just like, oh, poor Forks guy.
He's just a busboy trying to fucking get through college.
Right.
Yeah. Everyone is dead. And then we have the gentleman.
Let's broaden our minds. Lawrence, my other favorite henchman in history.
Lawrence.
His only job in multiple scenes is to hold the boombox.
So fucking good.
And then jump to his accidental death.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Lawrence.
It's a perfect scene.
Yeah.
This is without a doubt one of my favorite scenes in this movie, but in a superhero movie.
Yeah.
It's also looking at Jack Nicholson's entire career, like it's one of those things that I just every time I see it, I don't believe it. Watching Jack Nicholson dressed as a clown dancing in a little parade to Prince.
Yeah.
It's just not something I can accept. Like my brain just rejects
Shuts it down. And it's funny because all of and they're just destroying everything, and he's just having a blast.
Yeah.
And it almost seems like, and I know it can't be, like they could have been like, do whatever you want. Here's some paint. You know, they couldn't. Obviously, they couldn't.
Right. It had to be planned.
But
and
it looks so organic the way they do it. And the only piece they save is actually one of my favorite paintings of all time, which is Figure with Meat by Francis Bacon in 1954, based off of a photograph of Pope Innocent the, I believe, 10th.
Figure with Meat by Francis Bacon?
Mm-hmm.
He, it's branding. It's good
And
branding.
it is currently in the Art Institute in Chicago. Most recently, it was at the Getty, and I missed it.
Aww.
I am bummed.
It goes on tour like the Rolling Stones, though, so you'll be able to see it.
They do. But LA's not getting it back anytime soon. It'll be in like Europe and Sydney and shit.
Gross.
The Vicki Vale candle spray.
It's a good guy.
Great. And he does that like, I'm the world's first fully functioning homicidal artist.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know why I've never really paid attention to that line, but like, that's a good line.
The whole bit he does there is good and also pretty funny. Like he sits down, he's like, I was sitting in the bath one day when I realized why I was destined for greatness.
And then she's like, you must be joking. And he's just got the giant smile. He's like, do I look like I'm joking?
My face on the $1 bill. He asked her about Batman. She's like, I don't know anything about Batman. He's like, okay, well, what about us?
Yeah. And then he brings out Alicia to show her.
Yes.
And we see that he acided the fuck out of Alicia's face.
Yeah.
And she is completely broken.
She is a ragdoll of a human.
Yeah.
Right.
Jack, you said I could watch you improve the paintings.
I could watch you improve the painting.
Yeah.
and then we get
Batman shows up.
Batman showing up, and he goes, have a whiff of my posy.
Yeah, he tries to spray her.
Sprays acid in her face. She throws the thing of water in his face, and he does the witch.
Yeah,
the
I'm
Wicked
melting.
Witch, I'm
Right.
melting
Gag.
bit, and then comes back with like boo, and then you hear the crash. Batman comes down. He lands. He goes through. It's funny. I never noticed this. He doesn't go through the glass feet first. He goes back first.
That's
And
probably
then
safer.
and then furls himself over.
That was probably just an actual stunt man.
Yeah.
Having to go through there.
Like, I'm not going feet first and slicing my
my
femoral artery open. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just imagining that version where he just gets through and then he's just hanging there. And everybody's
Just-
like, Batman?
Blood in a waterfall.
Yeah.
Comes down.
I think we should call somebody.
Oh, I sliced my dick open. Oh, God. Oh, I sliced my groin.
Oh, it's my dick. It's my dick.
Guys, it's my dick.
I forgot to put armor on the dick.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. I can see it. I can see a piece of it. A piece of my dick fell off, you guys.
Batman is a very dumb escape because he theatrically uses that like dual.
He creates another zip line for himself.
He does the zip line thing. But he could have just like hit Jack in the face a little bit with it, or killed Jack.
I don't know. He could have a gun.
And then we have he lazily flies over the henchmen that are just like pawing at him a little bit.
One of them they kind of like half-heartedly try to grab. They're still in like party
knives.
mode. They do.
Like just cut him a little, do something.
They're still in party mode though. They're kind of like, oh no, boss, he got away.
Yeah. He ruined our party. And then he kicks through the door, and we get the wonderful line.
Yeah, where does he get
those wonderful toys? And
that's a sode.
That's an episode.
That's the
nice. It's more than an episode.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ!
That is we're almost at the 2-hour mark, gentlemen. We're an hour 40 in.
Welcome back to hour 2. Next week's episode, maybe not this long.
Maybe we'll trim that down. A little.
But that being said, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
And this is a free episode.
It's a free episode.
So if you enjoyed this really great discussion, you should check out Gamefully Unemployed's Patreon, where you can hear shows like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, as well as Fox Mulder is a Maniac.
That's true.
That you two host.
This is all true.
Fantastic. What do you got to plug?
Well, just that. You guys check out the Patreon if you haven't already. If you want to head on over, we have a store, tpublic.com/store, so it's Gamefully Unemployed. You can check out some sweet merch that we have, and if you go ahead and give us a review on iTunes.
Yeah, or on Apple Podcasts.
Or on Apple Podcasts. Yeah, do that thing.
We're not iTunes. Oh, I guess it doesn't
on.
work.
It's
they know what it means.
It's dead, bro.
iTunes is dead.
It's dead.
It's dead, and it's all shifted over to Apple Podcasts.
Right.
Speaking of podcasts, you can also hear Sideshow with Jeff May every second Friday. Every second Friday? That's not it. Every second Tuesday of the
month?
No. What the fuck?
Oh my God!
Every other
Tuesday. Mint on Card is the second Friday
there you go.
of every month.
You got that.
Blast in the past. Fuck it, man. You find me on the internet. You know our @. Hey there, Jeffro. @Start the Machine. @Movie Hooligan. Find us, do our thing. I have to pee so bad.
Let's go pee.
All right.
You go pee too, guys. Go pee at home.
Bye.
Bye.
Say this son of a bitch makes a connection with us and with Axis Chemicals. What kind of damage are we looking at?
Our artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at Justin T. Brown and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.